Hey everyone, welcome to Cerwin Vega's, and today I'm going to be doing a little Amplifier Showdown. Behind me I've got 3 different amplifiers that I'm going to put head to head. To head. Sure. It's been a while now. I've wanted to do a comparison video on some different amps, and I wasn't really quite sure how to do it. You can't always hear the same things through a video that you can when you're sitting there listening to it in person. So I figured the best way to do this would be to set up my sound level meter, decimal reader here, and I'm going to hook all 3 of these amplifiers up to the same set of speakers, using the same cables, using the same preamp, and I'm going to be playing the same song. And when I play the song, I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to get these amps right to their clipping point, just so we know we're getting their max power out of it. Now, 2 of these amps are really similar. There's 2 Pro Audio amps that are really close in wattage ratings, and then another one is kind of in a league of its own, a little different from those, but I thought, why not throw it in and let's just see what the difference is, right? So, let's get to those amps. All right, 4 amplifiers. First one I'm going to be testing is this Behringer Europower EP1500. I've been playing around with this one in the shop for few weeks now. I actually used this one in the video where I tested out my 215Ps once I got the foams done on them. This thing is rated at 400 watts at 4 ohms with both channels driven at 0.1% harmonic distortion. So if we get these clip lights to kind of just start lighting up and then I'm going to back off a bit, we know we should be right around that 400 watt rating. The second one I'm going to run is going to be this QSC GX3. This one has a rating of 425 watts per channel, both channel driven. And I believe that is also at 0.1% total harmonic distortion. Same thing, we're going to do the same thing, get the clip lights to come on, back it off, and then see how many dBs we hit with the same speakers, the same song. And once we get that, we're going to move on to the big boy, with actually the lowest power output rating of all 3. This one at 4 ohms is rated at 325 watts at 0.09% total harmonic distortion, so I'm not sure how much closer it would get to the 400 and 425 at 0.1, but even that, I think that's a pretty modest rating. I believe this thing will put out a little more. I have read some articles that this thing actually is closer to about, at 8 ohms it's rated at 200, and some articles said that they had it doing about 260, and that would have been at 0.1% total harmonic distortion. So there might be a little bit more power coming out of this guy once we get to that, but these clip lights will come on, I believe, before 0.1, so kind of hoping for those to start lighting up a little bit and see how many decibels this thing puts out. And to drive all these amps, I'm going to be using my Adcom GTP 500 preamp, and I'm going to be running everything centered, balanced out. Defeated. That's a defeated bass, treble. I do have my low and high filters on, and that they will be on for I'm testing all the amps. And yeah, basically just crank her up and see what happens. So I've got my decimal reader set up, and I'm about, what are we at here, 7 feet? I'm set up about 7 feet away. Now I know I'm not doing I'm not measuring for specs on these speakers or anything properly. I mean, not only that, this is a terrible place for acoustics. This building sucks, you guys. It's just a big echo chamber is all this is. So I'm just using this for comparison's sake. Just curious what kind of decibels we're gonna get with each of these amplifiers maxed out. So the decibel reader is going to be in the same spot for all 3 songs for testing all 3 amplifiers. That's never going to change. I am going to set it and run the, if you set it up here, hit max, it's going to hold it at its maximum level. So I'll just keep it on there as the song plays and see what we get with each amplifier. So with that said, let's get to it. All right, to get my decibel reader set up here, I'm going to turn the max setting on, so now it's just going to hold the highest decibel reading that it gets, so you guys will be able to see what this thing maxes out at. Fire this thing up. Oh, and safety first. So not too bad, as you guys can see, 106.4 for the Behringer EP1500. I did kind of get it into the clipping a little bit, so I'll do the same thing with the QSC just to make sure it's even. But let's see what the QSC has in it. So we got a little bit more out of the QSC. I guess that makes sense. It's a little higher watts, if that really has a lot to do with, I mean, I don't know. This is the only way I could figure out how to do this comparison, but 107.5. Yes, so very, very close, but very similar. Now, this is the part I'm really looking forward to. What is that ADCOM gonna do? Remember, lower power rating, so let's get that thing going and see what it's got in it. Wow. Well, you guys know clip lights. Holy crap. They weren't lighting up yet, but I didn't want to go anymore. I just, that gut feeling, I was pushing it pretty hard already, and wow, what a difference. That ADCOM is a beast. It almost makes me think that, are these burnt out? I kind of lifted my my hearing protection there a little bit just to kind of see what it sounded like, man. And you guys, it sounded good. It still sounded pretty clean. You probably won't tell over the microphone, but wow. Yeah, there's no beating that. Now, I'm not saying these aren't good. These were still loud enough that I had to put hearing protection on at clipping. There you have it. What did we end up here at? 110.8. So basically a full, what was the highest? The other one was 107. So a full 3 decibels more. And there was more to go yet, but I don't know. Everything's all original here. You guys, I know they're not really in the greatest of shape, but still the original Hepner cones and diaphragms in the horns. So I don't want to get too carried away and wreck nothing, but there you have it. Adcom is the winner. Runner-up, QSC. And in last place, the Behringer. But you know what, I still really like this amp. I mean, this is 2-ohm stable. I had a set of RE30s and VS 120s hooked up to this guy, and it did a heck of a job. It did pretty good. It's a really good amp. But so this one. Anyways, that about does it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Always, Cerwin Vega's, big or small, save them all.